Music stimulates your imagination. When you hear something and it enters your head, you're able to see colors, anything that you are feeling at that moment. And to me, that's the power of music, even over the other arts. Everyone feels differently hearing the same thing, and yet that also connects you at the same time. I'm Luis Resto. I'm a Detroit musician. I have this loft here called Feeder Loft in Eastern Market. The first memories I have of getting into music would be my grandma. She played Spanish danzas. When we'd visit in the summer times, we'd gather in the family room and Beba would accompany my grandfather as he sang. And she would play these things called Spanish danzas. Three older brothers. The one nearest to me, Mario, was a big influence because he is a singer-songwriter, composer. He always stressed originality and always playing original. We practiced in my mother's basement and they were very supportive. They would fall asleep to us playing into the night, loud jazz fusion. I did session work with Don Was in Detroit. This would be around 1980. I had an OBX synthesizer, a polyphonic synthesizer. So it's kind of like the guy on the block who has the speaker system, you know. They let him into the group. Well, I had the synthesizer, so I got the calls from the synth gigs. I was raised in Garden City, Michigan, so I had never been to Detroit really, and so it was quite new to me. Met him there at midnight, because that was when he worked. Don started producing other people, and long and short, he became a really well-known producer, produced everybody under the sun, still produces Rolling Stones, and it was just, you know, amazing learning experiences. I checked out LA around 1994. It wasn't quite my scene, and fortunately, I got a call from a good friend of mine who had worked with Fred Sonic Smith, who was Patti Smith's husband. So he calls me and says, "Do you want to work with Patti Smith?" So I said, "Are you talking about Patti Smith, Horses?" Because she was my hero. And when Horses came out, I was probably 13 or 14. And the album kind of flipped my head, you know, and the first lines, "Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine." And it just caught me.
Why don't you come into my world? It's not such a bad place to be. A piece of advice I would give it to open up my mind musically.
I really had to think of what I wanted to express. It's a little intimidating for me, honestly. I mean, I'm really comfortable with playing. It doesn't matter how many people out there, especially when I'm in a group. Absolutely doesn't matter what the scene is. But if it's me being the center and having to express verbally, it's a little bit of a different animal. Prepping for this, I first of all had to kind of think of what was my point, you know. I guess I could have just played, which would have been fun, especially in Masonic, but I wanted to give some other impetus, you know, for the talk. It so happens that in the last years, I put together this pedal board with these combinations of effects and stuff to express, and it went in line with thoughts, kind of actually with this loft, of acceptance, you know.
We all love to be liked, don't we? It's part of our nature to feed that feeling, to continue pleasing others, that serotonin hitting us back in abundance. Ding, 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 ding. I think that behind each individual's outward appearance, there's another side. An open plain of untouched fruit waiting for us to poke and search in. Would you shed your skin, peel back the layers, and reveal what's underneath to the world? Would you welcome someone else's search and discovery, give it credence, Give it time. Will you give someone time? Ultimately, sincere, attentive time is love. Wouldn't you agree?
I titled it, Come Into My World, Imperfect Beauty. And it's definitely, I wish it was more original, but it was a big influence on me when Patti Smith, she expressed in the most beautiful way that sometimes you don't have to kind of show all your colors, you know. You can reserve and you can blend into, you know, become part of someone else's scene and, you know, give it weight and respect.
I said in my speech so many times that it became second nature. I would love to just be in moment and have it then be free, but I needed guideposts or else I ramble and go into outer space.
I was performing on stage with Patti Smith. In the middle of a song, she gave the trumpet player and me space to share solos. We started playing, and we let our jazz flag fly. Back and forth, riff after riff, lick after lick, circular breathing. Go, baby, go, I feel you. We were both feeling it. I was doing it on one foot. On and on and on and on. Finally, we wound down and we finished our moment. The band breaks down. Patti looks across the stage and says, "That was a lot of notes."